baby! Did you hear that? Your baby didn't make it. That's my child.
The rain was falling softly on the roof of St. Mary's Community Hospital, a small and crowded health center tucked away in the heart of Port Harcourt. The electricity had gone out twice that night, and only the dim yellow bulbs connected to an old generator lit the narrow hallways. The air smelled of antiseptic and rust, and the soft hum of ceiling fans did little to clear the heavy atmosphere. Inside one of the maternity wards, a young woman named Adeobi lay on the metal bed, her body trembling from hours of labor. Sweat drenched her wrapper, and tears clung to the corners of her tired eyes. She was only 22, married at 19, and had prayed endlessly for this day, the day she would hold her first child. But instead of joy, fear surrounded her. Two nurses stood at the foot of her bed, their faces blank, their voices cold. "Madam," one of them said flatly, "you have to be strong. The baby did not survive." Adeobi froze. The words pierced her like a knife. She blinked rapidly, staring at them as though they had spoken in a foreign tongue. Her lips quivered. What did you say?" she whispered. The older nurse, tall with a sharp face and tired eyes, folded her arms. "Your baby is gone. Happens sometimes. God knows best." Adeobi shook her head violently, her body trembling. "No. Well, felt my baby kick. I heard him cry when he came out. I heard it." The younger nurse looked away quickly, shifting uncomfortably, but the older one silenced her with a stern glare. "Rest, madam," the nurse insisted. "You need your strength." Adeobi broke down, sobbing into the thin pillow. She clutched her stomach as if she could call the baby back to life with her tears. Her heart pounded so hard she thought it would burst. And then, in the stillness of the night, through the weak hospital walls, a faint sound drifted into the room, the sound of a newborn crying. Adeobi's sobs halted. Her eyes widened, her body going rigid. She lifted her head, straining to listen. The cry was soft at first, but it grew clearer, sharp, undeniable, piercing the silence. Her lips trembled. That is my baby," she whispered to herself. The older nurse quickly stepped forward. "No, madam. You're confused. Rest now." But Adeobi was not confused. She knew her baby's cry. A mother always knows. Summoning strength she didn't know she still had, Adeobi swung her legs off the bed. Her body ached, but her determination was stronger than pain. She staggered toward the door, ignoring the protests of the nurses. "Madam, stop. You're too weak." But Adeobi pushed forward. Her bare feet slapped against the cold concrete floor as she stumbled into the dim corridor. The cry grew louder, guiding her like a beacon. She followed the sound until she reached a ward door with a small, dusty glass window. Heart racing, she peered inside. And there she saw it. A woman dressed in a bright Ankara gown was sitting on the bed, gently rocking a newborn wrapped in a white blanket. The baby's tiny hand dangled, and on his wrist was a hospital band. Even through the smudged glass, Adeobi could see her own surname written clearly. Her knees nearly gave way. Her mouth opened but no sound came out. "They stole my baby," she whispered hoarsely. Adeobi collapsed against the wall, her breath coming in ragged gasps. Tears blinded her vision. A storm of confusion and rage brewed inside her. Why would the nurses lie? Who was that woman? Why was she holding her child? Before she could gather herself, the older nurse appeared behind her. "Madam, you should not be here," the nurse barked, grabbing her arm roughly. "Come back to your bed." Adeobi pulled away, her voice cracking with desperation. "That is my child. I can see the band. My name is there. Give me my baby." The nurse's face hardened. "You are weak. You don't know what you're saying. Go back." But Adeobi screamed, her voice echoing down the corridor. "Somebody help me. They are stealing my baby." Her cries caught the attention of a passing doctor. Dr. Okeke, a middle-aged man with kind eyes, rushed toward the commotion. "What is going on here?" he demanded. Adeobi clutched his coat with trembling hands. "Doctor, please, they said my baby died, but I can hear him. He is in there. Please check." Dr. Okeke frowned, glancing at the stern nurse, who quickly shook her head. "She is confused, doctor. Trauma can cause hallucinations." But something in Adeobi's tear-filled eyes made him pause. He gently placed a hand on her shoulder. "Calm down. I will check." He opened the ward door, and there, just as Adeobi had said, was the woman in Ankara, rocking the baby. Dr. Okeke stepped closer, his eyes narrowing. "Excuse me, madam. May I see the baby's band?" The woman froze, tightening her grip on the child. Her eyes darted nervously toward the nurse standing in the hallway. "Show me the band," the doctor repeated firmly. Slowly, reluctantly, the woman turned the baby's tiny wrist. The name written there was unmistakable. Adeobi Chukwu. A gasp escaped the doctor's lips. He turned sharply toward the nurse. "What is the meaning of this?" The nurse stammered. "Doctor, I can explain." But Adeobi had already pushed past them, rushing to scoop her baby into her arms. She held the child close to her chest, sobbing uncontrollably. The baby's cry softened, as if he too recognized his mother's warmth. My baby," she wept. Chaos erupted in the hospital. Dr. Okeke immediately demanded answers. The older nurse and the strange woman were detained, while security was called. It soon became clear that the woman had paid the nurse to steal the child, part of a growing black market trade in stolen babies. Adeobi's husband, Chaik, arrived at dawn, his shirt soaked with sweat from running. When he saw Adeobi alive and cradling their son, he fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face. "I thought I lost both of you," he sobbed. "God forbid." Adeobi clutched his hand. "They tried to take him from me. But I heard his cry. God made me hear it." Together, they vowed never to let anyone harm their child again. News spread quickly. Journalists flocked to the hospital, demanding answers. The nurse and the woman were arrested, their faces splashed across headlines the next day. Baby theft ring exposed in Port Harcourt Hospital. Families across the state came forward, sharing similar suspicions about lost babies. Investigations widened, exposing a hidden network of corruption and greed. But for Adeobi and Chaik, none of that mattered as much as the tiny heartbeat sleeping peacefully in their arms. They named him Kaimila. God decided. Because despite lies, darkness, and betrayal, his cry had broken through the night, calling his mother back to him. And so the story became a lesson, whispered in churches and marketplaces. A mother's heart can never be deceived. The truth will always cry out, even through walls. And so, dear friends, the cry of truth can never be silenced. If this story moved you, don't keep it to yourself. Like it, share it, and subscribe so that more hearts may be touched by stories that teach and inspire. Until we meet again, stay strong, stay hopeful, and let the light of truth guide your path.